Good evening, dandies. Welcome to Undetermined, the podcast.
Well, here I am.
There you are.
Excellent.
Thanks for coming on, man. So tonight on Undetermined the podcast, we have the Mad King himself, Scott Splawn.
That's me.
How you doing?
Really well, really well. It's been a long week, long year, but got some shows on the books and gonna start playing gigs again. Thank God.
Oh, that's excellent.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
That's what I see. I'm afraid it's really going to kill our booking. Shit.
No shit.
We get so many guests who are just like, yep, not doing anything else. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to move recording nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when's your next show coming up?
I have a trio show coming up next Sunday, which is Gothic Cowboy, which is kind of where we started the trio.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like a songwriter showcase they do here in Lawrence with Melvin Litton.
Uh-huh.
I had started doing them at Frank's, I guess, about 5-6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we do we do about 2-3 times a year. It's a short showcase. Usually do about 6-7 songs and multiple different songwriters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun deal.
Anyone else we know that's going to be there?
We're gonna have Outlaw Jake, who has a band that's been around forever called the Chain Gang. He's a little more traditional, I guess, Americana.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Ryan Manuel, who is I would say he's a country artist, good songwriter. He'll be on as well. Megan Luttrell will be on as well, and my good friend Hugh Campbell will also be on.
Right on.
This is going to be your first thing in a while?
Yes, it is. We did one Gothic Cowboy. When was that, maybe? Last time we go. Yeah, we did one in September when things opened up briefly. There was a brief window where they were having shows.
Right.
Yeah, we did it. I think the next weekend everything shut down again. So
Yeah.
it was a drag that it happened, but I mean, we got to play, so it was nice.
Yeah, that was a weird period. And reading some of that in the news too about how we were dealing with like sanitation theater at that time. It's like I remember like everybody having to wear gloves when they got their groceries or whatever and wiping down macaroni boxes.
Oh yeah,
shit.
yeah, no.
It's like,
I carried a spray bottle of like isopropyl alcohol with me everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. Spraying down your, apples or whatever. Like that's good for you. But
yeah, well,
they're clean now.
The actual cure for isopropyl alcohol poisoning is to drink regular alcohol.
Right.
It leaches onto it, and you sweat it out.
Huh.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
I did not either.
And I don't know why I know that. It leaches onto the other alcohol, and you just pee and sweat it out.
Pee it out.
Huh.
Yeah.
And I noticed it doesn't stay in your system. I remember years ago, there was some politician's wife or something who got alcohol poisoning from drinking isopropyl alcohol. Was kind of locked off from the public. And I don't know, I might have to look that up. But yeah, she was an alcoholic and had no access,
Yeah. Yeah, they'll do it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that's...
I've seen that happen before. Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, that's why they go blind.
Right, and it'll stick in your system and like go toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, it doesn't normally separate it out, huh?
I think what they do with really bad cases like that is they actually give you an IV drip with it.
That's crazy.
So it goes directly into your bloodstream, medicinal alcohol.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Mainlining JD.
Yeah.
Mainlining booze. Yeah. Dude, I didn't know that, like, I had an aunt who was a nurse and pharmacist for many years, and I didn't know, like, she worked in this hospital where they keep a bottle of whiskey, usually behind, like, the nurse's station for old alcoholics who come in And because if they, alcohol is one of those things that if it doesn't get out of your system or whatever, like heroin has terrible withdrawals, but you won't die from it.
Yeah.
Well, you can die from heroin withdrawals. You can die from the delirium tremors.
Right. Well, like the tremors or like the fact that you won't hydrate or that, but if somebody's monitoring you like in a hospital situation, they can keep you, from dying from that easily. It's usually like neglect of the body, but alcohol is one of those things that will kill you.
You stop.
The level of dependence. Yeah.
Yeah. If you stop cold turkey, depending on the level of dependence, it has to be pretty strong,
Right.
But I never knew that. Yeah. And they keep like a bottle of whiskey there to like give people a shot every once in a while, or guys who come in.
Crazy.
Just gonna throw out people, please do not try the rubbing alcohol / regular alcohol trick.
Please don't try anything that we discuss.
I knew some crazy rednecks in Georgia. They would shoot white lightning.
Oh my God.
They'd call running up some liquor. I'm gonna run up some liquor.
Why?
Like white lightning doesn't get you drunk enough.
Right.
Like just drinking it. Yeah.
Fast enough too, man, in like seconds.
Yeah. That's
Jesus Christ.
Just a mouthful and you're drunk.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We come from moonshine country.
Yeah.
Had some of it that was dubious in my day.
I kind of grew up all over, and I spent quite a few years in Georgia.
Did you? Where were you born?
I was born in Amarillo,
Really?
Texas. Yeah.
How did you wind up in Kansas?
Oh, geez, that's a long, complicated question.
Well, that's what we're here for.
It was far away as I could get from Noonan, Georgia at the time.
Yeah.
I just wanted out of there. So
Yeah.
that's the short version. We'll just keep it at
that.
How long have you been playing?
In general, I started playing, I guess, probably like 15 or 16 in bars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I started in the Atlanta area. I moved up here. I went to KU in '86.
Okay.
And I immediately started playing shows, I guess, at the Outhouse in '86, probably a month later after I got here.
Been doing it ever since?
No, I lived all over. I moved back to Georgia. I went to Seattle, lived out in Seattle in the late '80s, early '90s.
Mm-hmm.
I played some music there. Moved to Florida, moved to New Mexico, moved to, I don't know, I've been around. I've been back in Lawrence now for, almost 11 years this September.
Wow.
Quite a while.
Yeah, I've had the Mad Kings going pretty much since the day I arrived. I'd actually started the Mad Kings originally in Albuquerque.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to get the drummer to move up with me, but I couldn't get anyone to move up. And I wanted to play more. And the Albuquerque scene is pretty cliquey and close-knit, and I could pretty much book a show almost anywhere in the country.
Right.
But I was having a hard time playing there, so I'm like, screw this. I got more contacts up here, people I've known for 30 fucking years, and so I moved back.
Right.
My friend said when I told him moving back, he's like, I'll be your bass player. So I had a bass player before I even got here. So.
Right on. Yeah, our experience with Lawrence, I mean, look how many Lawrence bands that we've had on, and they've been so inviting to us. We're just a couple of assholes that we don't even live there, but they were like, yeah, let's talk.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
Well, Lawrence is that way. People are like, how are you going to find musicians? I'm like, go to downtown Lawrence, throw a rock in there.
Yeah.
It'll land on a musician when it comes down.
It's insane how much talent there is in that town. I'm serious. It's like crazy.
Yeah, and there are a lot of the old guys that have been around and been doing this stuff for decades. I'm very lucky. I got an entire band of ringers.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, you always have the influx of new college kids starting new bands almost every day. So.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what I did.
So how much has the lineup changed for you?
Oh, in the last 11 years.
Yeah, 11, 12 years, whatever.
John and I are pretty much the only two that have been there the longest. John Cutler, and I've gone through 3 drummers and 3 bass players.
Right.
And I don't know. I've always had a couple of lead guitar players that just sat in, but primarily I do most of the guitar work myself.
Nice.
Mm.
But I was lucky. Ben White has sat in with us numerous times.
God, that guy is amazing.
Yeah, he is. And also had Chris Teasley from the Heavy Figs, who is just one of the most amazing guitar players I've ever played with.
Yeah.
Both those guys are just stellar musicians.
Oh, yeah.
So you play a Strat, right? Has that always kind of been your go-to, or?
Well, I played a Strat there for a while. I've actually played a Jazzmaster for. I know I've got a couple of Jazzmasters. I just got a new one, and I got my old one out of the shop. So I have a Jazzmaster that I've been using for almost the last 25 years. So I got a pair of those, and I play a 5-string open G tuning, and I use a telly for that usually.
Yeah, I like playing a telly when I play. What's your pedal array like? Any go-tos?
I'm in a chair, so I'm not really stomping on any
right.
Any things. I pretty much run my amp really hot.
Got it.
I just run a tuner. I do most of it with a volume knob, volume and tone, and just
okay.
Switch pickups and get the different tones I need with my hands and the amp. So,
right on.
Yeah.
I have occasionally used like an overdrive pedal if I have a lead or something.
Mm-hmm.
But 9 times out of 10, I'm just going to roll the volume up and hit the lead. And then when I come back in singing, I'll just roll it back down.
Right on.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, not to deride that point or anything, I've been wondering the same thing because I've got some paralysis in my feet and shit. It's like I just can't stomp the pedal, like I want to.
Right.
With something like a wah or something like that. But trying to figure out something with my hand.
Well, when I have used pedals, I have a camp stool that I actually went on tour with a couple of times, and I'll lay my tuner there, which has it's a pedal tuner, because it'll stop the signal, so I can change guitars without it going.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll also have my when I've had an overdrive or a distortion pedal, I've had it right there as well, so I can hit it with my rhythm hand as I'm playing.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I do here. With the home system, just keep it in my lap, and But it's kind of a pain in the ass. But I need to set up something else.
Yeah, it is a pain in the ass. I think more times than not, it's just a lot simpler to just run your pinky down and roll it up and roll it down.
Yeah.
And both those guitars have the volume right there, so it's easy.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Even the Strat.
Yeah, I know that from playing the Strat because I'm always turning it down on accident. So not careful.
And I love Strats. The first electric guitar I got when I was I want to say 11 or 12 was a Strat. So I can always pick up a Strat and feel at home with it.
Yeah. Oh, they're nice. They've got a nice feel, easy one to get a tremolo on for cheap.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I like about them. And just, just always like those Fender necks and,
And you know exactly what it's going to do, with the 5-way pickup selector, the in and out of phase. And, you've got your choice of whatever tone you want. You can get a lot of different tones out of that, which is another reason I like that Jazz. It's got the 2 humbuckers, and it's got 2 P90s. The old one does. The one has a P90 and a humbucker. So They're just sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really played one. I mean, I've seen them, but never really played one. I should check them out, though.
Yeah, they're worth playing. They're a little long, but I love the neck. It's got a nice wide neck, and you can just do anything you want on them, man. Anything I can think of, I can play. With enough practice, I can play it on either one of them.
Nice.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference.
I don't know. I've liked Fenders. I've had a couple of Gibsons, and they're just so feathery touched.
Mm.
I'm used to actually kind of
Having to work for it.
Yeah, well, strangling it a little bit,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to give you a little resistance. I find that too, just especially with having big sausage fingers.
Yeah.
So I was convinced for years I wouldn't be able to play anything but a bass having these sausage hands, until I started checking out that, hey, this guitar's got a different feel. It's got a different neck. It's got a different,
Yeah.
Once you figure that out. Of course, my wife doesn't care for it because I keep collecting guitars.
Mm-hmm. Well, my thoughts are on that. The perfect amount of guitars is always one more.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Right. My wife, you got a new guitar. Are you going to sell that other one? Ha 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 ha. No,
What are you going to sell it for? I still cry over guitars I sold a long time ago. It's like, man, I shouldn't have sold that.
Never have gotten rid of that. Yep, exactly. So how does the writing process go? Is that mainly you, or you kind of hash out with everybody?
I do the majority of the songwriting, and I usually bring it to the band fairly fleshed in.
Mm-hmm.
We collaboratively do some of the arranging together, but usually I'll bring it words and music and parts. And
right. So it's mostly written by the time it gets to them.
Yeah. And they just make me sound good. Gotta love those guys.
Yeah.
And ladies, man. I'm blessed to have two awesome female backup singers.
Yeah, tell us about your current lineup.
I have John Cutler playing harmonica and singing with us.
Mm-hmm.
I have Phil Rich playing drums with us right now.
Mm.
And I have Jimmy Keegan, who played bass with several other bands. He's an excellent guy. And I have Liz Weiler and my wife Lauren Sullivan singing backup. So we have sometimes a 3-part harmony with a 3-piece band with a harmonica.
Nice.
I'm very pleased with the current lineup. It's powerful and it can be damn right pretty.
Yeah. No, it's a great band. And we had Liz on a while back with Vedettes.
Mm-hmm.
Another great Lawrence band.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When John had gotten a hold of me about doing the podcast, we listened to the Vedettes one. I'm not as giggly as they were. Lauren said she'll tickle me.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a giggler.
I'll be honest, I edited out a few beer cracks on that one.
It was a beer cracking Friday night. We were all
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, after having the guys from Godzillionaire on before, and talking to Cody and Ben some, and
we
were already pretty comfortable with them.
We were already ready to crack beers and just have a silly night, as it turned.
Yes. A long phone conversation with a bunch of drunks.
Oh, yeah. I think that actually went about even an hour longer.
Yeah.
It went like an hour longer easily than what was posted. But there was so much we had to edit out.
Liz told me it was like 3 hours. I was like, man, that's like a marathon.
Easily.
Yeah, we usually go about an hour, but that one was a bit longer.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things we couldn't post. We had to edit out. It was a good time.
I heard it. I believe it.
Yeah.
I'll bear witness.
They're one band, though, man. I really can't wait to see live.
Yeah.
Once, well, shit, we're getting there, man. We're getting back to live music.
Yeah, we sure are. Our entire band is vaccinated and fully immunized.
Right on.
Actually, I think Liz was Thursday, or mine was Thursdays. Hers was Friday.
Okay.
So we got in a practice on Friday night. We practiced Wednesday without Liz. Friday with Liz, because we're so happy to have her back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was your second shot?
Yeah. The entire band is done and ready to play.
All right, on. Were you getting any side effects from that or anything? Or did you have a hard time with either shot?
I didn't. Not really.
Mm-hmm.
The first shot I didn't feel at all.
Yeah.
Second shot I didn't feel until the next day I actually like leaned up against the wall. And I'm like, well, why does that hurt?
Yeah.
Right.
My right shoulder has been pretty fucked up for about 5 years now, so it hurts all the time. So a little pinprick in my left one is not going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, it's weird how it's all over the place for everybody.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't too bad. I mean, I had that pretty good arm load. You know, I had a good deal of pain in the arm, but other than that, it wasn't too bad.
It's a big shot. You have to put it in the muscle to make it absorb right.
Right.
Which one did you get?
I got the Pfizer.
Yeah, that's the one I got. I didn't have any really major effects with that, and I talked about it before. I really fucked up by not playing it up more. Like, oh, baby, just have my wife take care of me for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Lauren had the Moderna, and she was feeling kind of rough after the second one. I don't think she even had too much on the first one at all.
Yeah.
She was real tired and just achy on the second shot.
Yeah, that's how my wife was. She took that one.
That's about how I'd explain it.
Yeah.
I had the Moderna too. I think the big thing was just, I think the best thing that helped me was getting it. I got my shot at like 5 o'clock at night. I got it that way both times. And I think, by the time I started feeling icky, I was in bed anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I woke up in the middle of the night, a little sweaty, a little, fevery, I think. But hell, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning when I felt bad. So I just went back to sleep.
Yep.
So I think that's the way to do it. If you can schedule it that way. But I didn't get much of anything,
I didn't really have much of anything to speak of, maybe a little bit on the second one.
Yeah, a lot of people have started taking the day off after they get the shot just in case.
Yeah, and that might be smart, You don't know how it's going to react.
Yeah.
Or it might be just a good excuse to take the day off work.
Yeah, that too.
If you need that, yeah.
Sure.
I get to take off for jury duty next week.
Well,
oh, nice.
I've actually never been called up for jury duties.
Oh, my God. I did.
Yeah, John got to do a really fucked up one.
I got a doozy of a fucking case.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know if I'll have to edit this. I don't think we have to edit this out because it's been so long ago. Conviction's already read and everything.
Right.
But, yeah, the dude held his former wife hostage at a house, at gunpoint and everything else. And God, brutalized her, beat her half to death. It was a capital case.
Man.
Yeah, I went in there I really thought I would not get picked. They did the jury selection thing, in Vordaer when they had us up there, and they were like, could anybody have possibly heard about this case on the radio? And I was like, I don't know, man. I listen to talk radio a lot. I said, I follow local news. So I might have heard something about this. They didn't give a shit. They were like, okay, good enough.
You know what? Both sides get a certain number they can strike off.
Right. And I figured for sure after being the first selected that I would get struck, because there was 100 people they went through in Vordaer.
Wow.
And I was juror number 4 of this 100 people waiting in this room. And I was like, yeah, there's no way they're just going to dismiss me because surely somebody will be all about it, and nope, I got picked first run.
Huh.
Yeah, it was crazy. We didn't have to do any sequestering.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, because we pretty much decided on it that night, but we went to 2 a.m, probably.
Man.
Eventually they shut us down I got home about 2 a.m. They shut us down at midnight.
Right.
Yeah.
They were like, that's it for the day. But we had reached a verdict by then. But man, it was awful.
Yeah.
Oof, never want to do that again.
Yeah, that sounds really trying.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Exactly.
Yeah. He got the longest sentence, I think, in Missouri history that wasn't related to a murder.
Huh.
I think for a capital case.
Wow. What did they give him?
Oh, it was 100 and some years.
Holy crap. They gave him life.
Yeah. They threw the fucking book at him.
Yeah. If the judge gives you a number, an actual number, you have to do that number.
Yeah.
I mean, they might let him out at the end if he's dying.
Yeah.
more than likely he's coming out feet first.
Yeah, he's gone. God, I hope so. The guy was a monster. You know, the funny thing was to me still, it was like the kidnapping charge and like the holding him at gunpoint or holding her at gunpoint charge and all those other charges didn't amount to as much as the like sodomy charge that they wanted to give by the state of Missouri.
Huh.
That was the big one.
Weird.
Yeah, and I thought that was weird.
Whatever fucking works.
Yeah, and we didn't know anything about the sentencing. We didn't know how many years he would get, anything else like that. We just had to look at the evidence
Right.
and say, guilty or not. And another thing I thought was weird about that case is we didn't get to review, you know, like the testimony and everything else like that. It's not like you can call the judge up and say, hey, what did he say at this point in time? They were like, nope, it all has to be by your memory and how you interpret what's going on there. And they wouldn't like give us, we could view the physical evidence if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But didn't have to.
Huh.
And yeah, that was strange. It was strange to me.
Could you take notes or?
No, that was another big thing. It's a good point. We were not allowed. No notes.
I wouldn't like that.
Interesting.
It was odd.
I guess the things that are going to stick in your head are going to stick in your head.
Yeah.
And they still do. You know?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Probably get that little gift for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I didn't put anyone away like from a jury, but I have sent people to prison. I got mugged. What was this? Jeez.
Oh,
15 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
On Valentine's Day.
Where's that?
It was here in Kansas City.
Well,
You know, we were coming home late at night. It was like Valentine's Day. I was with my girlfriend now my wife. And we were just getting home. We'd gone to see Tesla that night.
yeah.
Had a good time. we were stumbling home, and then this car pulls up as I'm getting her into the house, and this guy's like asking for directions, and I'm kind of step up to kind of tell him where to go. Pulls a fucking gun on me, and is just a dick about it. He's like, "This is real, man." And I will go, "Yeah, okay." So
I agree.
he takes my wallet and her purse because I'm carrying it, and makes his way off. And I think he thought, I was drunk,
yeah.
but I was not. So I remembered what he looked like, what he was driving, what direction he went in. I got his license plate. They had him busted within 10 minutes. Like by the time the police got to my house, they had already caught him.
Wow. Well, that's good.
So that was pretty amazing.
I've had attempted muggings, but I generally can convince them I don't have any money.
Yeah.
Usually I don't. The only time that I was actually mugged, I had $200 in my shoe.
Damn.
I had like $7 on me and a little bag of weed. I was like, here,
Yeah.
there's $7, dude.
Yep. Got a nickel bag. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get rattled.
I kept my cool, but I was really pissed off.
Yeah. I've had guns pointed at me several times in my life.
Yeah.
It's not the most fun.
It is not.
No.
It is not something I'd care to repeat.
Yep. Knockwood.
Yeah, knock wood. I've had one or two. I never got the police involved, but
I don't.
never had to. Good friends of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say only one of them is still a good friend of mine.
He is not a good friend of mine, and
Yeah, he's not.
I was okay with it. What was funny was literally they just took me immediately to the arrest scene when they got him, and they asked me to stay in the car so he couldn't see me. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he remembers the guy he saw 10 minutes ago.
Exactly what you look like.
I want him to know that I got him.
Yes.
It's just fine. But they're pulling my wallet out of his pocket, and he's like, I've been set up, I've been framed. He's like, I didn't do nothing. Yeah, because I just stuck my wallet in your pocket, dude.
Yeah. In your car.
Yeah, my wife's purse is in your car, which was stolen.
The car was stolen?
Yeah, the car that was stolen too.
Nice.
But they didn't put him away on that. They put him away as he had a prior record, so he was a felon with a gun.
Yeah.
So that was what they charged him with.
Mm.
Yeah. That'll send him back.
And that's a mandatory 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's one thing too. I'm kind of worried about with this Derek Chauvin case. And looking at that, it's like big thing that's going to affect his sentencing is no priors.
I don't know. There's a lot of crap with that.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about the sentencing part.
Yeah, he needs to do a lot of time.
Yeah.
He does.
But I think there's a lot of that I think has to do more. It's the counterfeit bill and the fact that they both worked at that same place.
Right.
And that the guy fucking died.
Yeah.
Well, he murdered him.
Yeah.
Convicted murderer.
Right. On camera.
On camera.
Yeah. It's almost gross to talk about. Sorry to bring it up.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hopefully they send him away for a while. Or at least put him in Gen Pop.
They'll never do that.
No.
No, they won't.
They'll put him somewhere else and they'll give him another name.
Yep.
It's going to be pretty hard to not have somebody know who the fuck he is.
No, they're going to have to put him in like that Marvel, Avengers prison that just kind of floats out in the ocean and pops up every now and then.
Right.
Oh, yeah. The Raft or whatever.
Yeah, the Raft. That's what it's called.
The Raft.
I just watched the Falcon Winter Soldier thing with the dude in the Raft. I actually watched that earlier today.
I haven't seen that yet. I haven't tuned into it. I tried for a few minutes and it was just explosion after explosion.
Yeah, that was good old.
Yeah.
It's not a bad show.
Yeah. When it becomes more a disaster movie or a war movie than a superhero movie, it gets a little old.
Right.
Yep.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see in my superhero movies. I want to see like fantasy, I want to see shit that's unbelievable. War flicks are war flicks. And I like war flicks okay.
Yeah.
But I did rewatch Saving Private Ryan the other day. Because I think it was like leaving something. I was like, man, this is endless war porn.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that is.
Well, I mean, D-Day Invasion was pretty,
It's ghastly.
That was awful.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think they captured a good deal of that. I think they did a pretty good job with that, like Omaha.
No, there were, when it came out, the actual guys that were still alive that saw it were like fucking traumatized by that movie.
Well, yeah.
That's how real it was. Guys jumping out of the landing boats with full packs on, and, they think it's like 4 feet of water, and it's like 12.
Yeah, just fodder. Just fodder.
Oh, yeah.
It was, awful. In studying history, I read a lot of those stories, and I can't possibly compare anything to my life, but, they said it was pretty graphic yet accurate as far as Omaha and that raid.
Yeah.
On the beaches.
Just getting off the beach was a huge...
Yeah, after a while, it's just like, Jesus.
Huge thing. That and Iwo Jima and the Pacific campaign was horrible, too, because it was that black volcanic sand.
Yeah.
You can't really run on it because your feet...
They just sink into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
John's, what was it, your step-grandfather?
Step-granddad. Yeah.
Had some pretty fucked up stories.
Yeah, he was one of the people who went into the post-blast zone for the bomb in Japan.
Hiroshima?
It was Hiroshima, I think, and he was there as one of the first crews that was sent in after the blast to kind of do an evaluation of what had gone on, and he was one of like 5 or 6 guys there, and he lost his shit.
I bet.
Completely while he was there. And it took him a long time to come back. He was starting to tell some of the stories just prior to his death, but they were rough.
Yeah.
Hard to get him through.
Well, I imagine I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah. It was terrible.
My great uncle was a member of the Red Raiders, of the bombers that actually firebombed Tokyo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, drop the bombs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Come on. I mean, the whole city is made out of wood and paper, so I'm just like...
Yeah.
It was a civilian strike, so they just burned the entire city to the ground. He didn't make it. He actually was, and I can't remember the guy's name, I just remember they called him Red Raiders, but he was on probably a B-17 that was loaded, and they didn't make the end of the runway and blew up.
Oh, shit.
Fully loaded with bombs,
Wow.
Imagine that. There probably wasn't even anything to bury.
No.
Oh, yeah, probably not. Yeah. Great time. So, can we endlessly bring ourselves down anymore? What's your favorite lollipop? You
I
know,
like Chupa Chups.
do you?
I like the cherry ones for the owl.
Oh, the Tootsie Pops.
Tootsie Pops, yes.
How many licks does it take?
More than 3.
It feels like a funeral.
God dang. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Good times.
Hey, you're gonna, you're
Good
gonna have
times.
to edit this to make me sound smart.
I think we've got maybe, I think we've got about 10 minutes so far of usable
let's-
material.
I tell you what, let's take a break. Let's go shoot up some white lightning. And we'll
Go
come
run
back
some liquor.
and see what happens.
Cool.
Again, please don't actually.
Please don't actually do anything we suggest on this
Right.
podcast whatsoever. Let's just make that as a general disclaimer.
Go get your vaccine. Other than that,
Yes,
don't do
do
anything
that.
else.
Other than that, yes, do that one.
Go get vaccinated.
Do that one.
Can't believe all these people are like, no, I don't get vaccinated.
Oh,
I'm like, you morons, man. I just took a year off of playing gigs.
yeah.
Usually in a year, I have like 50, 70 gigs in a year.
Yeah.
And I played maybe 3.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
Well, what pisses me off is now they're, oh my God, the vaccines aren't even proven yet. We haven't had time to. And I'm like, guess what, motherfuckers? We had to rush out the vaccine because your asses wouldn't do something as simple as wear a mask.
Yep.
Right.
Or even admit that it was real after over what's the number now? Like 700,000. It's over. I don't know. It's over 500,000.
Oh, yeah. We're going to hit 1 million.
Oh, yeah, easily, just in the States. Yeah. And it's millions worldwide.
Yeah.
And I think they've said something like 3 million worldwide. And even if you wanted to err on the side of caution and say, okay, it's 2 million people, maybe, knock 1 million off, if you can even visualize what that is, which is insane.
Yeah.
But if you can knock 1 million off and call it 2 million, and the people just saying, well, we don't know what the long-term side effects are of the vaccines. Like, we don't know what the long-term side effects are of having COVID.
Right.
No, and there are long-term side effects.
Right.
I know I've had a couple of friends that have it, and their lungs are still screwed up.
And guess what? We've got a century or two of showing that masks are effective. How much more evidence do you need of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just this whole not believing the science thing is really annoying.
Yeah. I heard the Nuge caught it.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Too bad he didn't die.
Yeah.
I will admit it. When I was like 12 or so, I was like, the motherfucker can play guitar.
Oh, hey, can. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just wish he'd shut the fuck up.
Fuck up. Yeah, exactly. Well, but those things aren't mutually exclusive. I think that's a big problem too. And we have to be careful of that with canceling people, I think. You can like somebody's work, I still think, without liking them as a person. I think looking at what they're doing now and what they're saying now, they should have some education. They should know a thing or two by now. Ted Nugent isn't 20 and wearing a loincloth anymore.
Or crapping his pants and avoiding the draft.
To get on the draft.
Yes.
Right. That's a draft dodger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's had all that time to work on it. No mea culpas. He's fucking dove right in and went further down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Let's not talk about him. He's a shit.
Right. Fuck him.
Well, I'm really glad we brought up the tone. I was getting a little worried there for a minute.
The darkness.
I'm a sucker for sad and gloomy songs. So.
We got some material for you now. Let us know if we inspire anything. We'll premiere it here or something.
Cool. Yeah. Well, let's get back to the music. The trios actually got together, and we were putting together an EP that's just about finished up.
Cool.
The big band was set to go in the studio last April, even had dates and money and everything, and that totally went to shit. But I have a feeling like by this summer we'll probably go in the studio and at least put on an EP.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean, we play mostly original material, so it'd just be nice to have it documented.
Uh-huh.
Sell it to people if they'll buy it.
Yeah. Do you do any covers? What's your favorite cover to do?
Oh, well, we do a few more covers in the trio,
Mm.
which is just it's Lauren and John and I, and John either plays harmonica or mandolin, usually in the trio. We do a cover by my friend Stevie Tombstone. We do a song called Kevlar Heart, which is really good. And if you guys like some like Southern country gothic blues, you should check out Stevie Tombstone.
Right on.
I will do that.
He's well worth checking out, man. I dig his stuff. He's a stellar songwriter.
Well, I noticed that too about your tastes, man. I mean, well, your tastes are all over the place, as any probably consummate musician is. But how did you settle on playing the blues? I mean, Mad Kings, you'd categorize probably as a blues band, wouldn't you? Or
I would say we're a rock band.
okay.
I don't know. I would even say, I mean, we're all old punk rockers. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone in the band, pretty much. I mean, I've opened for the cavalcade of punk rock bands in the 80s, opened for Government Issue and DeCroixson and the Cows and Killdozer and
Nice.
Laughing Hyenas, Rape Band.
Yep.
I don't know. A bunch of just the old punk rock bands,
Yeah.
Played a lot of the outdoor shows.
And it's not like the blues that you play is like fluffy blues by any means.
Nah.
It's not standard blues. I would say it's got, I don't know, it's just a good amalgamation of me. It's got a lot of, I guess, blues, soul, rock, aggression. It's got a little of everything. Like I said, they're mainly my songs, so it's whatever I need to get out and get told.
Right. As far as your playing goes, though, you gravitated with that, in guitar and playing some of those blues riffs, writing those blues songs. Did it ever strike you to like write an industrial track or like a,
I don't know if you guys remember, I was in a band called Drowning Incident back in the 80s, and we were...
No, I'm not aware of this.
We played a lot. We were a Kansas City Lawrence band. Half the members lived in KC and half lived in Lawrence, and, we did more. It was probably more of an industrial sort of sound.
Uh-huh.
And at the end of that, I was just pretty much a vocalist, and I was a vocalist for years. When I moved to Seattle, I played bass. Didn't play much guitar at all.
Oh.
But I think since I've been in a chair, and I've been in a chair for about 25 years now, I've played guitar pretty much exclusively. Just growing up, I moved a lot. I went to like 10, 11 schools growing up, and I always played guitar. My guitar was my friend. So,
Right.
Is that a touchy subject? I mean, we can cut it if it is, but like how you got in a chair?
well, I was kicking. I want to say probably the last bit of a horrible heroin addiction, and I was shooting cocaine and speed and drinking like a fish.
Uh-huh.
And I jumped out a 40-foot window that wasn't open. I had no clothes on.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
I feel a lot better now.
I am so glad. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you survived that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I've been told I'm cockroach clan, so I'm kind of hard to get rid of.
Hard to kill. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not quite in the same boat. I mean, I've had some doctors tell me that I might resort to a chair eventually, but I had a botched spinal surgery a couple of years ago.
Ouch.
And lost a lot of. I can still motate, and I can still kind of walk along with a cane and things like that. But yeah, I lost about half the feeling in my legs, and
Ouch.
they tell me like, don't be ashamed to get in a chair. I'm like, I'm not ready for that yet,
Yeah, no, it's a life changer. I shattered T11 and broke L1 and 2.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, my T11 has bone fragments in the cords. So. But, for the most part, I don't really feel or say I'm disabled. I sit down a lot more.
Yeah.
And hell, I've lived all over the country and played all over the country in a wheelchair.
Right.
Basically fronted bands from the chair for the last 25 years. It'll be 25, I think, come April 29th, which is real soon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, right on.
Well, the band you're leading right now is a badass band, man.
Yeah, it is.
Do you guys know Clinton Hoffmeyer?
Uh-uh.
No, I don't.
He used to be one of the owners at Coda.
Okay.
He's got a podcast, The Wednesday Night Drinking Practice.
Oh, that sounds up my alley.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've done several podcasts with Clint. I think we actually did one during the middle of the summer. We weren't doing anything. We actually had the whole band on. It was on Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom is easy, but man, the sound quality, I just don't care for that much.
Yeah. I don't know what he records the Zoom with, or does it record itself? Because it's just an audio recording. Is the only thing
yeah.
broadcast. Yeah.
The closest we've done was
Steve Albini.
Yeah. That wasn't Zoom. That was
Wasn't Zoom?
Skype.
Yeah, that was Skype.
You're right.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
And that was shit. In terms of quality.
In terms of quality.
It's ironic, like the worst sound quality episode we have is with like the iconic sound engineer.
Right.
Oh God.
Yeah. And we tried to sound check with him too, and he was just like, yeah, fuck it, we're just gonna go with it. He had like a fan in the back of his computer that was just rattling the whole time.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've said it before, but it was like our Zapruder film of the podcast episode. It was like so terrible quality, but it was so historically important to us.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to be like, yeah, never mind. We're going to scrap the Steve Albini conversation.
Nope.
No, that one's going up.
We're going to roll with it.
Oh, I opened that Steve Albini show out at the outhouse.
Yeah, you were just saying that.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a thing that was the drowning incident. I don't think everyone could be there, so we had recruited some extra people, and we did like a one-off thing. And it was very industrial. And I actually remember Steve came in, and I heard he walked out, and he said, "That's just too much." Like, all right, I made Steve Albini say that's too much.
Oh yeah, that's a feather in the cap. Yeah. I'd take that.
No, I remember when his first albums came out. I remember, and that rhythm section he had with him went on to play with Great Man.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. David Wims, and I can't remember the drummer's name's David too, but I can't think of it right now.
I can't either.
I'd be interested to hear if he did something new.
As far as music goes, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's still recording. I mean, still working. I don't know how much, like I say, I don't know how hands-on he is at all.
Yeah.
With electrical audio, but still owns it.
Yeah.
He'll still answer the phone if you call there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What label were they on? Big Black and.
Oh shit.
Was that on SST or was that
I don't know about the early.
Was it
I can certainly look it up.
Was it Wax Trax?
I mean, I know.
Was he Chicago based? He was Chicago based.
Yeah, they were Chicago.
Yeah, he was Chicago based. He's still Chicago based. Electrical Audio is still, but I don't know about those early records like Atomizer.
Yeah, that's the ones I'm thinking about.
And Naked Ray Gun and stuff was, let's see here.
Ruthless
Records, really?
Huh.
Yeah, I'm looking this up now. They were on Ruthless, Homestead, Black First.
Homestead.
Yeah.
Homestead is what I remember.
Homestead.
I like them. Yeah, they put out some good albums.
Yeah.
They also put out those early Nick Cave albums, and they did Live Skull as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, in those days, too, there was a lot of label jumping based on sort of what people are experiencing now with indie records. It's just what the label can handle, Yeah,
and distribution and
right.
Depending on, but I've seen the music industry change about 4 times over, and
oh yeah,
I don't know. I've been playing for almost 40 years.
Yeah, because like I remember, I think They Might Be Giants mentioned something about that, about label jumping in the early days, and some people accuse them, you're selling out, or you're going to this label and that label, and they were like, if we put out a record and somebody can't handle the distribution of that, or somebody can't handle putting it out, it can bankrupt an indie label.
Yeah.
Whereas a bigger label might be able to just put something out, and if that record flops and then the next one is okay, they can still make their money back.
Right.
But you can just, you can ruin somebody by being too big.
Right.
Going into it if they're independent.
And there were a lot of more small labels back then.
Right.
Actually, I liked the way that it worked. I'm not even sure how it works anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's all online now.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is good and bad, I think. I think it's great for being able to get your shit out without dependence on a major label, but it also makes people harder to find,
It does, and it's harder to get things out in the broader range,
Mm-hmm. So do you think your EP that's coming up, you think you're just going to do that DIY?
Yeah, it'll be DIY.
Yeah.
If someone is interested, then that would be great.
Well, we'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, the big band actually has another show coming up. That's why we kind of put that other practice in, because we've been working with a new drummer and just getting that really solid, just the 3-piece bass, drums, and guitar. And we've got a gig at Caw Valley on the 22nd with the big band, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Right on.
I'm not quite sure who's on the bill with us. They usually have several, an earlier act and possibly a later act, depending.
Cool.
So you guys, I mean, you mostly made your nut or different live performances, right?
Yeah, we're a live band.
Yeah.
Playing live that's the bread and butter. I love playing live.
Well, Jesus, I'm sorry about this last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, this last year was brutal, and we managed to pretty much practice the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of practicing outside. We live kind of in the country, so
Yeah.
we have a big gravel driveway. It was like playing a show.
Yeah.
Once a week, you haul all your crap out to the driveway and have practice, get drunk, and drag it back in.
Right. Kelly Bowers has told me stories about the compound.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that sounds like a good place to be invited to someday.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's our pirate ship home.
Right on. There's good places to have, a good home base,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been here for, 10 years, just about 10 years now.
Wow.
I like it. It's out. It's big enough that people have their space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like having the practice space it's basically my living room.
Yeah. Well, that's a little easier.
Yeah.
Pretty easy load.
Yeah.
Don't have to unload anything.
Or plug in. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, all I gotta do is turn the amp on, let it warm up, click the PI on, we're ready to go.
Nice.
Right.
Well, John and I will have to invite ourselves out sometime.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we've had a couple of things. For Lauren's birthday, we had the Vedettes and the Blood Daubers come play out in our driveway, and that was a blast.
Yeah, we talked about that with them.
I mean, it was kind of socially distanced, and everyone had enough space.
Right. And Matt's got a new house and a new big backyard.
Yeah.
I keep telling him, he's got to have some shows there. And
I want to. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be an easy sell with my wife.
Sure.
As long as you don't go too late.
And neighbors. Yeah.
Our neighbors were great when we did that. I was kind of worried that we might get some that were slightly outside the city limits. So
still cool. Didn't shut you down.
Yeah, the cornfields, and there's a heavy equipment place right next to us. So it's not like we're that fucking loud compared to.
Right. They make noise all the fucking time.
No shit. And we live close to the train tracks.
There you go.
Those are just loud, and they run like constantly through there.
Yep. Everybody should be afforded some live music then. Every once in a while. They probably enjoyed it.
I think you did.
Yeah. As far as getting your shit then online or before the CP comes out, do you guys have stuff on Bandcamp or anything else like that? Or
we have some stuff on YouTube.
Okay.
We have some. I could probably send you some roughs of the trio stuff that we're working on right now.
Yeah, oh, I'd love that.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to need a music bumper.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool, cool. I'll see what I can find, and I'll send you the best of it.
excellent.
Yeah. I only found a couple of tracks on YouTube, but I loved what I heard. That little Miss track and the guitar sound on that's just it's fucking great.
Oh, thank you.
I love that track. I love that track.
That turned out to be a good song.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very good.
Fairly proud of that.
it should be.
Good shit. So, any announcement on what's on the tracks on the EP, or are you still kind of hammering that out?
Well, the big band is not set. The little band, the trio is. We're gonna have 3 of mine and a cover, and we're doing a song of mine called "Dance with Me."
Mm-hmm.
We're also doing a track called "Whisper to My Bones." Unless you've heard them, they're not really out there. What's the third track we have on there? Oh, we have a song that I wrote called "Ghost." So it's a nice, well-rounded acoustic trio. I don't know. I think it's got a good sound to it.
Right on.
Cool. Looking forward to it. Yeah, we'll definitely pimp it out too.
Great.
We love sharing and making sure that people get some notice and stuff like that. Any merch available or any shit like that? T-shirts?
Oh yeah. We have T-shirts and beanies, and stickers, and patches.
Cool. Where do we get those?
You can contact us through our Facebook site. Probably the easiest way to get through us.
Probably the easiest.
Okay.
And there's that, and we're on the Instagram. Mad Kings and No Law is the Instagram.
Mad Kings at No Law.
In No Law, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, guys, check that out. It's some amazing music. I really dig it. Man, Scott, we don't want to keep you on all night or anything, but thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Thank you guys for asking us. Have a great evening. I can't wait to be playing again and seeing people out at shows. That'll be nice.
It's coming. It's coming soon. Everybody, you've been listening to Undetermined the podcast with special guest Scott Splawn, the Mad King himself.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, man. We had a good time getting to know you.
Likewise. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
All right. Everybody have a good night. Thanks for listening to Undetermined the podcast. All right. Bye.